Hi guys, Josh here, coming at you from OBF, or the OptimalBodyFitness.com blog. And today they got another blog that dropped for you, actually on Monday, and it's about the relationship between two extremely important factors that I'm sure all of you know a lot about. So that's insulin sensitivity and sleep. So we all know that insulin sensitivity, when it comes to physique transformations or body composition in general, training and health in general, is extremely important, right? You want to be, in general, physiologically, be on the more insulin sensitive side in muscle cells specifically, in order to have a healthy metabolic profile, right? We want those metabolic pathways to be highly insulin sensitive to allow you to handle carbohydrates better, to allow you to manage your insulin levels better so you're not secreting a dump truck load of it whenever you eat like a piece of candy, right? We want your body to be able to process that very easily so that we can get you eating more food, more carbohydrates, handling them better, and having them go to the places that they need to go, i.e. muscle cells instead of fat tissue. Right? So everybody knows that that's important. Now, sleep, also extremely important, right? For so many different reasons. And everybody talks about all the common ones, you know, the lethargy, the reduced cravings and stuff if you get enough sleep and things like that, reduced performance, etc., etc. But very few people actually talk about the relationship between sleep and how insulin sensitive you are. And in fact, just one night, okay, of reduced or restricted sleep will impair your insulin sensitivity to a significant degree, okay? And if this is chronic over time, then that's going to build up and you are actually going to put yourself in a self-induced state of insulin resistance, okay? So that means that all those carbohydrates, all that food, and all those things that you're taking in that would normally benefit you, your body isn't going to be able to handle those as well. On top of that, you're going to have all these cravings, okay, and all of these other complications, you know, the tiredness, the moodiness that's going to add to that, that is actually really going to sabotage your results, okay? So sleep has a massive impact on your insulin sensitivity. So when you get enough sleep, okay, your muscle tissue specifically is going to be far more receptive, okay, to being sensitive to insulin, to put it extremely simply. Right now, we all know that training is the most powerful insulin sensitizer out there, right? It is muscle specific, right? It selectively makes your muscle tissue sensitive to insulin and your fat tissue is not affected, right? So whenever you talk about insulin sensitivity, you need to not look at things through a straw, right? Because if you are extremely insulin sensitive all the time, that also means that your fat tissue is insulin sensitive, right? So this is why we aren't slamming carbs all day long, every day, at every single meal, at all times of the day, because at certain times of the day it's probably not a good idea. However, you need to actually be able to be in that insulin sensitive state in your muscle tissue in order to take advantage of things like carbohydrate timing, carb cycling, and things like that, and build that around your training. Now, again, what happens when you don't get enough sleep, especially chronically? Well, you're not going to be training as hard, right? Which is big, and which is going to reduce your caloric burn. It's going to reduce the GLUT4 translocation that's caused by hard muscle contractions, right? So you're not actually going to have as much of an impact on your physiology from that training that you normally would if you had enough sleep in the first place. Then layer on top of that the moodiness, layer on top of that the cravings that would already happen. So maybe you already ate something crappy during the day that actually affected your training already, okay? And then layer on top of that your impaired insulin sensitivity regardless of whether you train or not, okay? So there's a ton of research out there on this as well, and it's a big issue, and it snowballs, okay? So one of the magic pills of your fat loss process, I guess you could call it, is actually just optimizing your sleep, okay? So optimizing your sleep ritual and how much and the quality of sleep that you get, okay? So not everybody needs 9 hours. I personally run really well physiologically off of 6 to 7, okay? It completely depends on your genetic disposition, but as a general rule, 6 to 9 hours is important, and you're going to release all this growth hormone, all these different rebuilding and regenerative hormones while you're sleeping. And it's extremely important if you're a hard training person, whether you're an athlete or a bodybuilder or a physique athlete or just an everyday person, okay, who just wants to look good, hit it hard in the gym. You need to master this. All right, no supplement, no nutrition protocol, no nothing is going to compare to the effects that training and sleep have on your insulin sensitivity and your ability to handle that food that you're taking in. All right, this will boost your results. So, some quick tips, okay, and this is over in the blog as well, on how to optimize your sleep before you get there, is basically try to limit your technology for about an hour before bed. Okay, that blue light disrupts your cortex here and will prevent the release from melatonin happening. And melatonin is your calming hormone basically in your body that tells your body it's time to shut down, it's time to relax, it's time to go to sleep and regenerate. Okay, another good strategy is to read for about 30 minutes before bed. Okay, fiction is great. Not everybody has time for fiction and stuff, but if you can make time for that, that's awesome, because fiction allows you to kind of disconnect from all the stress in your life and go to some other far off land. Don't really care what you read. Or, you know, it could be educational, as long as it doesn't stress you out. Okay, you can read stuff that'll stress you out or make you emotional and stuff, and that's not going to help you whatsoever. Another one is a Grateful Log or a Grateful Journal, or even an app that I really like to use is called the 5-Minute Journal. It literally takes 5 minutes, and it's called the number 5-Minute Journal on the App Store. And it's fantastic. It asks you a series of questions that basically has you think of your day in a very mindful way, a very thankful way, and a very constructive way. So you wake up and you go to bed feeling very satisfied. Okay, so that's an awesome tool that you can use. Another one, make your room as dark as possible. So blackout blinds and things like that. Okay, any light that gets into your room, even electronic lights and stuff, can disrupt your body's production of certain hormones that allows you to have an optimal sleep. Okay, and again, I cannot express enough how impactful and amazing sleep is, not only on your physique but the rest of your life too. Everything is going to increase your productivity, you name it. Okay, obviously try to cut caffeine out a few hours before bed. All right, I know some of you guys train late at night like myself sometimes. If you're using pre-workouts, try to get caffeine-free ones. Okay, if you're training for hypertrophy, you want to be focusing on the pump anyways, so caffeine isn't really necessary. All right, and so some other ones, take a warm bath or shower before bed. That's really calming as well. Even contrast showers where you end in hot water, that will help. And then just basic stuff like turn off your electronics, okay, like your cell phone and your computer and your TV and all that stuff. Okay, just limit your exposure before you go to bed, and just take that hour to yourself. You're allowed, right? You're allowed. So guys, go over to the blog, optimalbodyfitness.com. The link is going to be below this video if you're watching it from Facebook or anywhere else. If you're already on the blog, then the link is right below here to the actual blog article. And it's a simple blueprint, okay? It's a guide to how to relate your sleep to your insulin sensitivity and effectively boost your physique with that little magic pill combination there, okay? So go check it out. It's a great blog, and there's more coming this week. We have a few things coming at you, and next week as well, and we're going to delve deeper into this stuff, okay? So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed the blog, which is you should go over and read right now, and I will see you on the next video.